Hi everyone, welcome back to Zosaline Studio. Today we are going to be making this beautiful, stylish, simple crossbody bag. It is the perfect size for everyday use. This is how it looks. It has lots of pockets. And I will walk you through step by step so even a beginner can make it. And if you would like to follow using the same supplies, I have put together a complete bundle with the embroidered panel, with the hardware, the zipper, strap, of course the digital pattern. And you will find the link in the description. And yeah, all right, let's jump in and get started. Here's what you will need: a printed pattern, some sturdy fabric, lining, interfacing, and we are going to use a few different types of interfacing. We will go over that in a minute. And your bag hardware. So things like a D-ring, swivel hook, zipper, a strap, but you can make your own strap. We have double-sided tape. So let's go over the interfacing I am using, but you can use whatever you have at home. And it also depends what kind of fabric you are using. If you are using vinyl or fox leather, you don't have to use this interfacing. So I am using fusible fleece. This is Decoville Heavy 526, that's for my bottom. And then I'm using something very thin. This is the Pellon P44, but you can use anything that will help you to trace this image. So I have created this to make it easier. So you transfer this zipper image on and then you place it on the fabric. So anything that is see-through. I have made the lower pocket. I just wanted to show you how it looks like. So this is the front, this is the back. So we are going to be working on this front pocket. This is panel A, this is panel F, and this is the lining of the pocket, and this is the main pocket. We will need a zipper. So we are gonna start with the shortest zippers, and they are 24 centimeters long, and I already assembled one. So let me show you how to do the other one. You open it up and you put one side just a little bit, and then the other side, and you just do a tiny little bit. You push it, put it on the table, and pull. We will start by attaching the lining to the top edge of the zipper. So we are going to place the good side down, the zipper pull facing to the left. We are going to take the right side, will be facing down. And we are gonna sew on the edge 3 millimeter seam allowance. Now we are gonna grab panel A, and the panel A is facing the good side up, and we are gonna place this, the good side down. Now you have on your pattern how deep to cut these two areas. So we want to center the lining so it's in the middle. It doesn't have to be exact. It's a pocket inside. Nobody's gonna see it if we are a little bit off. And now we are gonna mark to know where exactly we want to stop. So this is where the cut ends. And we want to finish exactly where the cut is. So we are just gonna make a little mark in here so we know where to finish. And let's clip it in place. We will do the same thing on this side. So this is the end of the cut, and this is where we want to stop. So we are gonna sew as close to the zipper teeth as possible. And you can switch to your zipper foot, and we want to go from this end to this end. Don't sew all the way, just from here to here. We will flip this on the other side. And now these cuts, we want to fold them so they are 90-degree angle and clip them to the top of the zipper. We will do the same thing on this side. That's why it's important to stop where the cut is. And we will do the same, fold it and line it with the top of the zipper. So you should have a nice box, 90-degree, 90-degree. And now we are gonna top stitch. Top stitch, when we are done, we will flip it on the other side where the pocket is, and we are gonna line up the bottom with the top and just clip it on the top, but we are gonna sew the sides first. So we want to close the sides of the pockets of the pocket one. So we are gonna go on the side. You just want to sew this part. You don't want to sew it to the main panel, just like this, on one side and on the other side. When the sides are done, we can just cut off the extra zipper piece here so it's nice and neat. And then we are gonna sew the top. So we are basically just closing the pocket. I hope you didn't sew on the panel, but you just did the sides of the pocket. So now we are gonna sew all the way on the top. Again, try to do only a few millimeters. Don't go close to the zipper teeth, just few millimeters from the top, just to close the pocket down. Once they are fused, we are gonna grab the top panel and we are gonna line up the interfacing. So it's exactly the same size. And you want to secure all the sides. And you can put pins in here, so at least 2 pins, one on the top, one on the bottom. And now we are gonna take it to the sewing machine and we are gonna trace the outside of the rectangle. We will fold the fabric in half, just so we can do a little cut in the middle. And then you will just follow the lines, and you want to cut all the way to the corner. Don't cut through the stitching. You just want to get very close, but don't cut through it. And we will do it on both sides. Try to cut all the way to the corners, but don't snip the stitches. Once we are done, we are gonna flip this whole lining through the hole. And we are gonna make sure that this is flat. We are gonna iron it. Once you iron it and it stays flat, we are gonna place the zipper in. So we want the zipper to be zipper pull facing to the left, and we are gonna place the window on top of the zipper, and we will secure it. We are gonna sew a nice rectangle. We are going to flip it on the other side, line up the pocket, and we are going to close down the pocket. So we are going to sew on all 3 sides. Make sure that you sew only the pocket, only the lining of the pocket. So remove or fold the panel away, and you just want to sew the lining. Once this pocket is done, we are gonna grab our front panel and we will attach these two panels together. So we want to put the good sides together, remove the lining of the pocket, and we are gonna just attach the top. So secure it with pins. And now we want to go as close to the zipper teeth as possible. So see where the zipper teeth are? And you want to go as close as possible to these zipper teeth. You flip it over so the pockets are facing down, both of them. And now we just want to top stitch right here. And we are going to do exactly the same thing, just without this pocket on the back panel. And our back panel is done. So once we have both panels, the front and the back done, we are going to put them together. And we are just going to sew the sides, 1 centimeter seam allowance. When the sides are stitched, we are gonna bring in panel D, and that's the bottom. So I did interface it with Decovil Heavy, just for structure, so it is a little more sturdy. Now I did mark my midlines across, and we are gonna do the same thing on this panel. So we will mark the midline, and once we have all the midlines, we are gonna attach the bottom. So you will need clips, and let's do the opposing side first. And then we are gonna go 1 centimeter seam allowance all around. And make sure you go around twice for extra security. So once the outer shell is done, we are gonna work on the back straps. So we are gonna grab our D-rings, and we will make the straps according to the D-rings we are using. I'm using 1 inch. So I'm using double-sided tape. So you want to put the tape at the very end, close to the edges, and then we are gonna fold. And then we want to try it and see if this will fit. Yes. That's a nice fit. We are just gonna secure the end, so we are gonna sew about 1 centimeter seam allowance from the bottom. We will place the straps on the inside, so not outside, inside. And we want the line where we sewn, so 1 centimeter from the top, and we are just gonna align it. So we have extending about 1 centimeter. Make sure it is in the middle. And we are gonna go back and just attach these two sides. Once we are done, we are gonna put this on a side and we will work on the lining. So we will, first of all, there's gonna be 1 more pocket on the inside. So this is the C panel and I panel. And we will do the same thing we did before. So we are gonna we have 1 more interfacing, and we will trace the image. Once you trace it from the C panel, you're gonna place it on top of the I panel. Okay, so that's the long one, that's the pocket. And again, we traced it on the interfacing, glue dots are down, and we are gonna place it in the middle. So about 1 centimeter from each side, line up the top, and we are gonna press down with hot iron. So they should be nice and fused. You can cut off the edges. We don't need them anymore. And we are gonna grab the C panel. So this is the lining of the bag, and we are gonna place it directly on the top. Again, you're gonna line up the edges on the top and make sure you have about 1 centimeter on a side, and we will secure them together. And we will do exactly the same thing we did on the upper pocket of the front panel. We are gonna go to the machine and we are gonna sew a nice rectangle. Make sure that the linings are facing good sides each other. Once you flip the lining inside out through the hole, we are gonna take our zipper and we are gonna repeat the same process. We are gonna place it on the top, secure it, and you are gonna stitch around. So you are gonna flip the lining of the pocket to the top. You will line it up. You can cut a little bit on the sides and on the top to even it out, and then you are gonna stitch all 3 sides, 1 centimeter seam allowance. Once we are done with the pocket, we sew on all the sides. We are gonna take the second part and we will place them together. So they will be good sides facing each other. Line them up, and we are gonna do one side full from the top to the bottom, 1 centimeter seam allowance. On the other side, we will do top, leave a quite large gap, and then we will sew the bottom. We will be flipping the bag through this hole, so make sure you backstitch on both sides so the fabric doesn't tear. Now we are going to bring the panel D back, and this is for the lining, and I already made marks for the midlines. So midlines here, we know the midline is here, and then 4 areas in here. We are gonna take it and line up. So again, good sides facing each other, and line up all the midlines and go all around and clip it in place. When we are done with the bottom and we have one side done, the full side, and this is a nice big opening. Hopefully you backstitched on both sides. We are gonna put this piece on a side and we are gonna work on a recessed zipper, and we are gonna prep the zipper first. So let's separate them, and we are gonna make sure that this end is gonna go 90-degree angle. So you will take your thumb and you will basically put it under. It could be even more than 90 degrees, and we will take a pin and pin it in place. We will do both sides, and then we will take it to the sewing machine, and we are just gonna stitch at the very end here. Make sure they are both coming opposite way, and we just will cut this little leftover. It's gonna be easier later on, so we want them equal. We want them the same length, just like this. This is what we should end up with. We are going to prep E panel now. So I grabbed one of each. This is the exterior fabric, this is the lining, and I did interface with interfacing. So this is my fusible fleece, but you can use whatever you have at home, and my lining. I'm gonna place these two on top of each other, and again, it's the good sides facing each other, and one side we will sew 1 centimeter seam allowance, and the other side we are gonna fold, and the fold is gonna be 1 centimeter on each side, and they have to be equal. And then we are just gonna run it with hot iron. So So let me just... So we have both pieces ready to go. They should be exactly the same length, and they should be the straight sides facing each other. So the curved sides are outside. Now we are gonna place the zipper in, and the placement is very important. You want to place the zipper the good side down. So good sides are facing each other. And I placed few millimeters away from the seams. And we have to do exactly the same placement on the other side. So again, good sides is going to be down and the same distance. So few millimeters away, line it up. And then we are gonna cover it. We will make a sandwich on both sides. And we are gonna go as close to the zipper teeth as we can on both sides. Now you can cut the corners. Make sure you don't cut the stitching. And we will flip them inside out. And if you have a hot iron ready, you can just press it down and top stitch alongside the zipper. So we top stitched all around. We closed down the lining and the top layer. And so this is what we should end up with. It should be exactly the same length. Now we are gonna bring panel G, and that's gonna be the top of these two panels. So we are gonna find midline on all four pieces. So we are gonna take one, and just a little note again, I did interface it with fusible fleece. And now we are gonna place the panels good sides together, and we are gonna line up the midlines, secure them with the clips, and slowly going around. When there's a curve, it's just a slight curve, but it's gonna help if we do tiny little cuts on both sides, just where the curve is. And it's gonna help us to curve it easier, to line the fabrics together. There we go. And you just want to do like few millimeters, 2 millimeters. And we will do the same thing on this side. We are gonna sew both sides with 1 centimeter seam allowance. We are now going to put these two panels together, and again the good sides facing each other, and we will connect them with the clip and do the same on the other side. And we are going to sew both sides with 1 centimeter seam allowance. Make sure you don't sew over the zipper. Now we are gonna go all around, and we will do 1 centimeter seam allowance. And we just made a recessed zipper. So when we open it up, this is the extension where the zipper is kind of hiding inside. Later on, we are gonna put a zipper pull in. So now let's put these two pieces together, the exterior and the interior. All right, so I flipped the back inside out. It's looking pretty. And you just want to insert your hand, and you want to press the seams. You want to make sure that you have a nice crisp oval on the bottom. So when we look from the bottom, the bag actually stands on its own. And we will grab the lining. Again, the zipper is on the bottom, and we are gonna insert the exterior fabric inside the lining. So basically the good sides are facing each other. And we will flip this on. Make sure the ring, the D-ring is inside, tucked in. Also the zippers, they will have to be tucked in. You don't want the zipper to be in a way. So everything goes down, and we are gonna line up the sides. Again, we will open up the seams and we will clip it all around. Once you clip everything, we are gonna go back to the machine and we are gonna do 1 centimeter seam allowance all around. Okay, so hopefully you left the opening on the side, and this is gonna be our birthing place. So we are gonna flip the whole bag inside out. The side is closed. We are gonna put the lining inside and we are gonna top stitch. Make sure you don't top stitch here. You want to put the recessed zipper on the inside. So where you have your little D-rings, that's where we are gonna do the top stitching. So just tuck the lining inside all the way to the bottom, and then we are gonna, if you want, you can run it with hot iron just so the fabric stays in place, and then we can clip it. We are going to top stitch all around. Make sure that the zippers are tucked in and the straps for the D-rings are all the way up. The next step is to add a zipper pull. So we will measure first. Make sure it's all nice and equal. And mine is a little bit longer. So let's cut it off. Make them even. We will add a zipper pull. So when you zip the zipper up, it should be exactly the same length. If not, just adjust the zipper, but it should be the same on both sides. And now we are gonna add the tab. Now we just have to do a closure, so it's called a zipper tab, and you have a few options. You can have a metal zipper tab, but we are gonna make our own today. So I have this piece of fabric, 7 times 10 centimeter, and we are gonna wrap it around. So we are looking at the good side up, and we will roll it like a sandwich. So we are gonna do one side and the other side, and we will sew right in here. So leave it about 2 centimeters. We are going to pull on the fabric, and we should be looking at the good side now. We will fold it once and fold it twice. And we will take it to the sewing machine, and we are gonna go on all the sides. And the zipper is complete. We can close it down. If you want, you can just leave it hanging, or you can just push it down in and keep it away. So now we are gonna put this on the side, and we will work on the strap. So for the strap, we will need the actual strap, 2 swivel hook, and this is the adjuster, strap adjuster. So first of all, we are gonna take our slider and we are gonna go over the mid part. And now we are gonna fold it over. And we are gonna secure it, and we are gonna do a nice cross. Okay, so once the cross is done, we are looking at the fold. Make sure it's not crossed, and we will take our swivel hook. and the hook is on the top. And then we are gonna go over the fold, over the bar, and over, just like this. So we have a hook on one side, we have the slider on the top, the nice way facing up. This is the down. And the last thing we have to do is take the other hook and just make sure that this is gonna go down. So again, you are looking at the hook. They are both on the top. And then we will fold again. We can fold twice. And we are gonna do a nice cross in here again. And that's it. The strap is done. Thanks so much for sewing along with me. If you make this bag, I would love to see your version. Tag me at Zazaline Studio so I can share your work. If you would like a little extra help getting started, check out the kit I put together. It includes the embroidered panel, hardware, digital pattern, so you can jump right in. But whether you use that or your own supplies, I hope this tutorial inspires you to keep creating. And don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials like this, and happy sewing!